I mean, for the most part, you don't really have to worry about it here.
No, you don't. That's one of the beauties of being here in Southern California. So, and it's good that our guys get a chance to get in this environment a little bit because we may have to deal with some inclement weather if we're playing on the road. So we'll get some good quality work out of it today.
What have you thought about what you guys have shown during training camp so far?
We've been relatively healthy. I think our guys had a great off season, in terms of strength and conditioning. So for the most part, our numbers for availability have been really high. I think the guys that are here right now are working at a really, really high clip. And we're just trying to get through the next day too, and then we'll get into, then it starts game week. So preseason camp will be over, and then we'll start our preparation for Hawaii in earnest, after these next 2 days. So.
When you look at the body of work that you did during training camp, is there 1-2 areas that you really think that you guys have excelled at?
I think just the continuity of the team. There was a lot of carryover. One of the things we did with going late in the spring, I think there was a lot of retention from our players. There wasn't a lot of time from the end of spring practice just before Memorial Day weekend to when we started back up. Normally we finish in the middle of April. And there's a bigger break in there. So I think the retention of our players allowed us, we installed probably a little faster than we normally do. But that's a byproduct of having a veteran team, a bunch of guys that have been around. But I do admire our young freshmen who have just kind of kept up. We've gone faster than we've ever gone with a freshman class, and those guys have done a really good job of keeping up with the pace. But I think the older players have done a good job of trying to help them with that. So.
Sam Marazzo missed a lot of spring. How much has he been able to do out here on the field?
He's involved. He's starting to do contact drills now. And we're encouraged by where he is. I don't know what that means for him as we go forward, getting into when he's going to be 100%. But the fact that he's involved in contact drills now, and he's doing a lot of different things on an individual basis with the offensive line and their drill work, and then some group work that we've got in. So he's starting to get mixed. He's gone against the defense. He hasn't been full to go against the defense the entire time, but we're encouraged with his progress. So and we need Sam back. Sam's kind of that extra coach on the field. He's just such a smart player and really anchors everything for us.
If you can't get him back in time for the game, how confident are you with John Gaines at that time?
Very confident. John's done a great job. John's another really, really smart football player. And we have some depth. Duke Clemens can play center. Bruno Fina's had a real good spring and camp. So we think we're 4 deep there if we have to be. And we'll start to make those decisions as we get into the Hawaii week.
Since this is the last time we're going to see you during the camp period before you start, prep work for Hawaii, you got 2 days left. Is there anything you feel like you really need to shore up a lot in these last couple of days of camp?
No, the guys have been great, and everything we do in camp is situational work, really based on the percentages that they occur in a game. So what's the percentage of third and shorts in a game, and then that's the percentage of third and short that we practice during camp. What's the percentage of red zone during the game? That's the percentage that we practice during camp. So our guys have been really dialed into the situational work. We've had the last 3 full padded practices. We've had officials here from the Pac-12. So we've got some good game-like situations that we've had a chance to really work on with our guys. So we just got to continue to build. We're always a forward-looking operation, and how do we continue to improve every day? And can we be a little bit better today than we were yesterday? Then we're on the right track. So and those guys have really stacked days on top of each other. So we'll continue to put them through situational work in these next 2 days, and then we'll get into what our normal routine of game week is as we're getting ready to prepare for Hawaii.
Okay,
Oh.
Have you brought in any speakers and stuff like that to speak to? I know that's something you usually do.
Yeah, we've had some over Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have any in person just because of some of the COVID restrictions that we have to deal with, and they have to get tested, and when we can bring them in, and some of those other things. So we've done some video stuff, but we haven't had any guest speakers in person. So.
Who are some of those video guests that come in?
They're just got guests we used before, so we just use some of the videos of some of the things that we've done before. So just talking about different mindsets and things like that. So Kobe Bryant things, clips that we've used before. Inky Johnson, who's been here to visit before. Guys on that nature. So
now the players will start their game prep week this weekend. As coaches, when did you guys start looking at Hawaii game film and doing that kind of prep work?
So we had time in June when we were allowed to go on the road to just go to camp. So when we were back here, we had a week dedicated to our first 3 opponents. So we had a week at Hawaii, we had a week at LSU, we had a week at Fresno State. So And that's normal. That you'll always try to get your first 3 games, just an initial run through, just make sure all your breakdowns are set. For both Hawaii and LSU, they're not going to have any games that they played this year that we have to add to the breakdown. Fresno State will, so we'll add that to them when we play them. So, but we've had a run through as a coaching staff. It took a week in June for Hawaii, a week in June for LSU, and a week in June for Fresno State. So.
Speaking about the speakers who come in again, have you brought anyone in or considered bringing anyone in to talk about like sexual assault, sexual harassment?
Yeah, that's part of the school in our Title IX program, so we do that every year with our players.
What do you think the players take from that?
I think they take it very seriously, and it's something that we all have to address all the time, and that's part of our yearly teaching through the universities.
You said Duke Clemens was playing a little center. Is he playing a little right tackle too?
Yeah, he can play anywhere across the line, and I think that's the versatility. John Gaines has played tackle, John Gaines has played guard, John Gaines has played center. There's a couple guys that haven't really moved. Alec will move. Sam Marazzo is a move guy. Paul Gratton is a move guy. Some of the guys that have just gotten there have only been there a year, like a Neal or a Ciale, we've kind of left inside at guard. But the other guys are really kind of plug-and-play guys and can play multiple positions for us.
Okay, thanks.
We're good? All right, thanks.
Thanks.